We are live 364 days a year. What are we doing here?
If Dom turns at SummerSlam, I'm shaving my moustache off. I've told you, if that happens, it's going. My lip is cold because of a stupid bet that I made with YouTube.
Oh, good.
Wrestle's better than Daniel Bryan. Bryan Daniels. Better than Okada.
How do you not get fishy after Monday Night Raw?
What is going on, everybody? We are back once again with another edition of Wrestling Republic's daily broadcast. It is Saturday, August the 16th. We're going to break down SmackDown today. I'm stoked about it, and I have a sweet crew hanging out with me. Unfortunately, they both have the same name, so I may be confused all afternoon. I've done that gag about 3 times, so I think I'll probably retire it after this week. But either way, let me introduce them to you really quick. First and foremost, I'll send this one to Philadelphia to my co-host over on Sold Separately, Head of Opinions, Anthony Ricciardi. What is going on, boss?
Doing all right. You know that gag's never going away, Clark. Who you kidding? No, it's always fun to do these shows and confuse you in the process. And let's have some fun with this SmackDown that some called boring, some called uneventful. But either way, we're going to make this as entertaining as possible.
Absolutely. I'm excited about it, too. We'll make anything entertaining. And speaking of entertainment, I know a fellow that owns a college out on the East Coast. He may be having a long day, but not anymore. It's Aunt U. What's good? Happy Saturday, my friend.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Aunt U. We are here with the Saturday crew of Clark, Aunt, and we're going to have fun today, man. SmackDown was good. I can't wait. to talk about this show.
I'm fired up, too. I did get a little nervous there for a second because you added a third aunt, and I didn't have a third intro lined up. But
it's like R-Truth's little Jimmy. There's another.
Absolutely. I love it. Ed and Eddie, right? Like, We got good afternoon WR crew from Fernando Zayas. And I don't think SmackDown was boring, but it was a very mid show. I mean, we're going to break that all down. I'm not 100% sure myself. I liked it, but didn't love it. But I also didn't hate it. I don't know. I'm stuck in the middle with you, I guess. Let's get into our first topic, though. Let's talk about Sami Zayn joining SmackDown. He's been on SmackDown, not just this week, of late. Anthony, talk to me about Sami Zayn. Obviously, you got the solo stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is there anything better than the Jacob Fatu dance? Sami Zayn? You kidding me? Are you kidding me? It was so good.
I feel like the Jacob Fatu dance is a tribute to Boogeyman. Because I think he was a big Boogeyman fan. I remember WWE, I think, posted some video about him meeting Boogeyman or something like that. So I think that's almost in tribute to Boogeyman, but I could be wrong on that one. The thing with the brand split, I don't have an issue with the brand split, but they've never truly honored the brand split. It's always been, well, when we want to put somebody over on another brand, we'll just kind of do it with no rhyme or reason. So I've never been a big fan of that. Now, my question is, okay, Sammy's now on SmackDown. Is that a result of a trade? Is somebody going over to Raw? Because they really didn't make that clear. It was just like, oh yeah, he's on SmackDown now. Was he a free agent? Like, they didn't really explain that. I'm a big fan of Sami. Quite frankly, I don't know if there's anybody else that is more beloved in front of him behind the camera. Like, he's genuinely a very well-liked guy. I've said before, I think he's probably the front runner to win the 26 Rumble. That's my early pick. I mean, it's in Saudi. It makes a lot of sense. To see Sami win a world title at WrestleMania, and if I'm lucky enough to be there again, that'd be very cool to witness. I'm completely fine with Sami going on SmackDown. Him feuding with the Bloodline makes a lot of sense. I know he's been down that road before, but the Jacob dynamic being on his side, that's different. They tease the whole thing of, I don't really know you. I'm doing this because of Jimmy. I think this is a smart move. Sami can get the U.S. title off of Solo, kind of have a nice little run leading into possibly the Rumble win. Also, I think it's an easy layup setup that they're doing. I think you have pretty much the War Games match at Survivor Series in San Diego. It's a big market for the Samoan dynasty type deal. So I think we're having Samoan warfare. I think it's Solo's team. I think obviously Sami, Jacob, and Jimmy need one other. The logical choice is Jay. If it's not Jay, maybe it's Zilla. Maybe they bring Zilla in or somebody else in the family. But I think Jay would make the most sense. So I think we're probably getting a 4-on-4 unless they add, more people
Somebody
to this thing.
else.
But I think that's the men's Survivor Series team in the War Games.
I think that's fair. I think Roman's a possibility, by the way, on that side. If Roman doesn't have a major storyline headed to Survivor Series, because we still do have a little bit more time.
Yeah.
There's sort of the mystery of who's the last guy. Will the original tribal chief step up and make it a deal? I think that's a possibility too, but I do really love what you said there.
Mm-hmm.
The only complaint I have about this personally, I love Sami Zayn, and I agree with Shotty. Sami Zayn being relegated to the mid-card division after having world title aspirations is not fair to Sami. Makes zero sense storytelling wise. He said he wanted to be world champ. I think that will make sense down the road. I don't necessarily agree with that part of it fully, but I do understand that it's odd. This is the part that really bothers me. So now he's pinned Solo Sikoa twice. He did it last night, and he did it in a singles non-title match.
Yes.
How many pinfalls does Solo need to take as United States champion? You're taking steam out of Solo you could have pinned any of his teammates.
Yeah.
You could have pinned anybody else.
Sama. Yeah.
I would have almost skipped the singles match and gone about it this way because it makes it less about the U.S. title. At this stage, Sami's 2 up on Solo. So if he is going to win the title, I don't think that's right. I actually think shenanigans will prevail and Sami may challenge for it, but this is a stopgap until that world title run.
I think that's part of the reason. The part of the reason is, okay, well, you're not going to make him really win a world title until Mania season at the earliest, if that happens. So you need a placeholder. Now, Sami kind of made the argument of going, listen, I never held that belt. That's the only other mid-card title I have not held other than a world championship.
Yep.
So, I'm completely fine with him doing that. Solo's interesting because look how many losses Solo ate and he kept challenging for world titles. He's kind of this weird anomaly where either you really like him and you kind of just let it go, or you don't like him and it doesn't matter whether or not he wins or loses. He's in this weird position where he can eat L's and I don't really think it hurts him. It's weird.
That's fair. That's fair. I got to ask Aunt you about this as well, of course, because first off, I love the Survivor Series idea you presented. And so I want to ask Aunt you about that one as well, too, because I'm like, let's all three of us chat about this one, right? And not only that, but you have Sami 2 up, like we just talked about with Solo, and you have the prospect of a potential United States title run, or at least that match. Aunt you, I want your thoughts on the execution last night. And then, of course, talk to me about, Sami doing the Fatu dance is just, stop it.
Well, that was weird to me. And just in the dynamics of it, it was, so once again, here's Jimmy, right? Here's Jimmy with Sami trying to push Sami on someone who's a little skeptical of him. It occurred a lot faster than it did when it was Jimmy trying to push Sami on Jay. But still, last night you had the scene where Jacob Fatu didn't know if he wanted to tag in Sami or not, but he went ahead, tagged him in. They got the win, and then, like you said, you got that special moment of Sami doing the Jacob Fatu shimmy and shake. But yeah, so I think there's going to be something crazy with this, and I think we might get a triple threat, and Sami could almost help Jacob Fatu regain the title. And then you could see Sami getting a bump from that. But I just don't know. Sami was heavy and he was never in the World Heavyweight Championship picture.
Right. But
he kept talking about it. So him saying that anybody can say they want to be World Heavyweight Champion, but until they're in the picture, does it really matter? So I think Sami being thrust into this, saying he wants that Intercontinental title, the U.S. title. Yeah. The psychology of it just doesn't make sense to me yet. And Sami moving away, it almost makes me think is Jimmy going to be off TV for a little bit, and they're putting someone with Jacob as a fill-in buddy? You know what I mean?
That is interesting, and also with Naomi.
Yes,
that is a very good point. And you
Mhm.
brought up another great point. And, like, dude, Jacob Fatu as, wait a minute, Sami now being friends with him, doing the no, not me, it's him.
Right.
Him winning back that United States title is much more enticing to me. And that would put a nice little bow on this, because I agree with you. The psychology doesn't make sense of Sami now chasing the U.S. title. Obviously, in the past, he's challenged for the world title. That was against Roman Reigns. I think it's a testament to Roman that the mountain doesn't feel as big to climb. And now we're all kind of like, Sami should win, right?
Right.
Like, Sami Roman was one thing. It was amazing the way that it all played out, whatnot at the end. It's one of my favorite Roman Reigns matches from that run. It's one of my favorite Sami Zayn matches, period. Like, that was outstanding, everything that they did.
The setting couldn't have been better.
In Montreal.
In Montreal. Yeah.
I mean, just absolutely off the charts. I like the idea. That's a great call, especially if Jimmy's going to miss time potentially here, which we don't know anything for sure.
Yes.
But if he's going to miss time, Sami with Fatu, the amount of comedy, the amount of babyface stuff you can do. Jacob Fatu is interesting because he is a babyface because he's so cool, but he's vicious. He's a different kind of babyface.
Right.
It's funny. Sami is one of those people, obviously, because he was in the bloodline. He plays off of people well. Like, it's really wild. And that's really how good he is, that no matter what situation he's put in, he's able to get stuff over and make stuff work. And that's not a skill that not everybody has. So that's why I say, like, frequently, like, if Sami's career ended today, he's on the list of one of the greatest to never be world champion.
Oh, no question.
You know what I mean?
I think it's fascinating because if you go back to when it was Sami, Cesaro, and Nakamura,
yes,
Intercontinental days.
Yes,
if not for the pandemic, that may have changed the course of Sami Zayn's trajectory, because he was very good in that setting, especially as the mouthpiece. He was freaking amazing. But that wasn't the peak. We saw the peak post all of that with the bloodline, with the Kevin Owens, with all of that. I think it's kind of a no-brainer here for Sami to obviously get the job done and win the world title down the road. The Rumble. What I'm a little afraid of is I don't want this to turn into every single one of us knows Sami's gonna win the Rumble. So I do want him to have his back against the wall a little bit going into the Rumble. That's my only fear.
I would love to see Sami run the gauntlet. I want him entering at number 1 and winning the whole thing. If he's going to do it, that's what I want to see. Him surviving through 29 other men to finish and win.
So I was going to suggest
that crowd in Saudi will be
ridiculous. Exactly. That's the place to do it.
I was going to suggest something similar, and I'm going to ask both of you about it, but Aunt, I'll ask you about it just because we've all right. But my idea was, so it's in Saudi. He's obviously the hometown favorite. Have somebody that's a monster heel. I don't know exactly who it is off the top of my head right now. Attack him at the beginning of the show. Backstage.
Bronson Reed.
Bronson Reed is perfect for that role right there. Sami, you aren't gonna get to enter the Rumble as the the favorite, the crowd favorite. You aren't. And there needs to be question about whether he's in the Rumble or not. And then that way, I don't think he has to enter at 1. I like the enter at 1 idea, but somewhere sort of in the middle, the music hits, he comes out and he's already fired up and he already looks beat up, full sweat. That moment is going to be excellent. Aunt, what do you think about that?
Yeah. So when it comes to that, I don't want to see Bronson Reed. If we're gonna, it's time for the turn. And I think Drew McIntyre is the perfect person to bring the Cody Rhodes turn out. And so what better way to make Cody full heel than in Saudi Arabia, attacking Sami Zayn, because let's just say Sami's like, Cody, I'm coming after you. I want to do with this and just like make it a witty banter at first. Just like, I'd love to be standing across from you like Roman was, and seeing if Cody, seeing how great Cody is, and then we get the turn from Cody, and Cody attacks Sami in Saudi Arabia. That would be the perfect place for that heel turn.
Can you imagine the one-liner he could say though? Like, you think this is going to be your big coronation in Saudi Arabia, but it's going to be your American nightmare.
Woo!
Oh, dude. Oh, dude. There's some steam there. You could definitely do some funky stuff. We've got a bunch of great comments here. We've got all my goats from Atomic Merp. Appreciate that. Thank you. We've got a green 100% Clark from Fernando Zayas. I appreciate that, Fernando. And then we've also got Rumble will 100% be Sami's night. Hopefully it'll be a challenge to make the win worth it. Yes, absolutely. But we do have to keep it rolling on today's show. I could talk about Sami Zayn for the next 40 minutes, but we're not going to do that. We're going to talk about Alexis Bliss defeating Secret Service member Piper Niven. I dig it. It's obviously we're setting up for a tag match down the road here at some stage, likely for those fresh new titles with her not friend, Charlotte Flair. I don't know though, man. Piper Niven is the comedy with the suits and everything and the Secret Service stuff. I have to give her credit. It blows me away at like how good she is at this role. It tickles me. She bumps comedically now. Like it was perfect in that regard. Anthony, I gotta ask you about this one though.
Yeah, Piper Niven is the Melissa McCarthy of professional wrestling. Like, she knows how to play that comedic big wrestler role. She knows how to play it. And, with Chelsea, it just adds to it because Chelsea is so over the top. I like that the fact that they're actually trying for maybe the first time to do something with those women's tag titles that they haven't done squat with, other than things here and there. But I think that's a smart move. I think the Secret Service or whatever the frig it's called is the logical move. Piper knows how to play the little person versus big person role. So Bliss and Piper were able to pull that off. Was it match of the year? No. Really, it's a SmackDown match. It ain't going to be that. But for a fun little match, they played off of each other well. And it's storyline that they both can use. So I'm completely fine with it. I thought they did a nice job with it. Piper made it look believable to a degree. She didn't just squash her, so it worked with that story. The one thing I do want to say, because they really didn't cover the Cody Sami thing. Right. If Cody does face Sami at Mania, that I think you do Homelander Cody against Sami.
There you go. I mean, you've got Paul doesn't have the guts to turn Cody heel here in the comments from Phantom Exum 1.
You're in his head, are you?
But yeah, no, I hear you on that. But either way, back to the Secret Service here. I got a question really quickly for Ant you before we go to break here. Who is the tag partner for Piper when they do inevitably, I feel like, half the challenge for these women's titles, because the tag belts need to be defended at some stage. Now, they just won them and whatnot, but you have a group in the Secret Service. Is it Chelsea? Who is it?
Nah. It's got to be Alba Fire.
It's got to be.
She's tag team anyway. So, she was a tag team wrestler anyway. So I feel like putting her and Piper together would just be the best call. And my thing is, you had a 6-minute match, right? And honestly, I can't, off the top of my dome, aside from the roll-up victory, tell you anything about the match. Yeah. But the beauty of it was after the match and how they separated Charlotte and Alexa and attacked Charlotte here and then attacked. I mean, we got to see the vicious Piper Niven again. Like during the match, for some reason, she was.
Could you clarify what you're asking?
Dang it, Alexa.
Right.
That happens to me. But go ahead.
But yeah, during the match, like Piper was just being the role of Piper. But after the match, we got to see that vicious side of her that I think people have forgotten about.
True.
You know, like she's been buried ever since they named her Dewdrop when they pulled her up to the top. I want leather jacket badass Piper Niven back, and when she
I
comes
feel like
back,
we're close with the Hervis.
I'm telling you, man, she's gonna have to, or she's gonna get lost in the sauce because after what we saw Tuesday with Nia Jax and Lash Legend, and you've got girls coming up who can be monsters. So
Absolutely.
Piper needs to accept that role again.
We got a few comments here to run through. We've got Atomic Merp agrees Alba is the choice there. Chelsea's the worst worker out of the trio. LOL, she shouldn't be.
That's only because she blocked him.
Jay's low waist. And then we've got the Atomic Merp with I need Chelsea back in the U.S. title picture. I would actually agree with that myself. And then this is just not Fernando. You're the man. You should write for WWE, Clark. Thank you, dude. I don't know if I deserve that or not, but I do appreciate it. I'll tell you that much. There's no doubt about it.
If I can talk about Atomic Merp's post real quick. I need Chelsea back in the U.S. title picture. I don't think we're going to see that because the U.S. title picture is about to explode. What you got with what Kiana James is doing with Julia, and she went and talked to. I mean, that was great last night. You know, going and talking to the woman's Tiffany Stratton, and she was just like, "You may want to join the team because if you're not with us, you're against us." And Julia would look good with like, come on, man. Kiana James is the underrated.
Boom, boom. I couldn't agree more. Underrated. Kiana James is outstanding. You and I have talked about that, but let's talk about other things that are outstanding really quickly. If you need to wake up in the morning better than normal, Barista Coffee. It's small batch organic coffee created through excellence, authenticity, and unforgettable moments. It's my buddy Bo Hostler. This stuff is excellent. If you really like high quality roast coffee, you need to check this out. It's one of the best things going right now, and I assure you, you will love it. Head over to barista.com. Not only can you get your coffee there, you can rent a trailer to bring it to an event. You can also buy merchandise. There's great visors and hats on there as well, and it's a buddy of mine, so do me a favor and check that out. No doubt about it. We've also got one more here, and that is, of course, I am asking favors right now, so I'm going to ask you for one more. If you don't already follow Wrestling Republic Undercard, subscribe to our second channel, Wrestling Republic Undercard. Exclusive videos, clips, and more you're going to see sold separately. Grappling for Position, all kinds of great shows over there, short-form content. If you like our main page, I assure you you'll like that one. But we got a show to finish today, my friends, so let's get right back into that. Bo is him right here from we got Let's Go Clark actually from Alien Blake. What's up? Thank you so much. Bo is him from Shot. Absolutely, no doubt about it. Let's talk about Miz and Mello and some tag action here.
Who hurt Mad Dog? Me?
I don't know. I didn't even see that one.
Oh, somebody.
WWE has sucked this year. Yeah, he's upset. It's okay. We're still going to talk about it. That's our jobs.
Don't let Chelsea Green hurt you.
Either way, we've got a tag action here. I really like the SmackDown tag division right now. It's freaking me out. I would not have said that a month ago. And the best part to me is
it's the best tag team in all of wrestling, tag division in wrestling.
Dude.
Yeah.
Fraxium's great. Miz and Mello make perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
What is it about pairing Miz with another star that works
just anybody?
Every time?
Yeah.
He might be the best utility tag team player ever. Because I've 8 years ago, if you asked me this, I'd have told you Miz and Morrison. That was what he's known for tag wise. No, then you have Truth. Then you have Miz does not miss in these scenarios.
You have Logan
Can you
Paul.
explain that to me?
Yeah.
And it's wild.
I started calling him Catapult Miz because everyone that tags with him gets catapulted into something. And if we're going to keep going with that, I'm excited to see what Mello has coming because the crowd last night, and it was in Mello's hometown, understandably. But man, they were behind him 100%. you had Fraxium getting booed last night. That Boston crowd was booing Fraxium when they were beating up on Mello. And, you know, like, once again, I don't think it was the best show of the year, but the psychology of last night's show was top notch because you had Mello with Nathan Frazier on the ground, and it looked like he was going up to hit nothing but net. And next thing you know, Miz tags in. Like it was that moment for Mello was right there for us, and then Miz snatched it away, and they got the win. But it's just, I'm telling you, man, like, I don't know if it's Sigmund Freud who's writing for WWE right now, but they are attacking everybody's mentals on that. So the match was good. Fraxium shows up, and you know you're going to get a banger match. And for the simple fact that Miz and Mello were able to keep up with them, and that second rope Spanish fly that Fraxium hit.
Past 7 minutes.
Right, but no, the Spanish fly that Nathan Frazier hit from the second rope on Mello was insane.
Yes.
You know, it almost made me curse. That's how good of a move it was.
Exactly.
But, man, it was like Fraxium is one of my favorite teams. Like
it kind of
they
throws
can do
me
no
for a
wrong.
loop just how good Fraxium is, and it's interesting to me because you know they're both NXT UK grads, and there's been a lot of debate over the years about the success or whatever of NXT UK. I don't think we'll be able to know for a little bit longer still. Even Nathan Frazier is outstanding. Fernando in the comments with that. Axiom, the artist formerly known as A-Kid, maybe the worst wrestling name of all time.
Yeah.
Is as talented as anybody, though.
Mm-hmm.
I almost forget. He's so good, you can't make it up. Like for wrestling all the time. I will say this, Eric Denton with Best Tag Team Division Wrestling. Come on, bruh. I mean, you never know.
What other tag division is better right now?
I might give, if you're taking away like the current steam that it has, I might give AEW a conversation just because of the depth of the division. If you're still looking at FTR and the Bucks and like big names in that regard, I think off name alone, less than in-ring performance, there's an argument to be made in that regard.
I don't think the Bucks could keep up with the Street Profits in a tag team match.
I think they could. I think Bucks Street Profits actually might be the best match ever.
I think Bucks in their prime. Bucks in their prime, yes.
Yeah.
Bucks now.
Oh,
Bucks
you know
now,
what? I got to read this comment. DCX Warlord Monster shout out, but thank you, Sami Callahan. No doubt about it. Heck of a retirement match. Unfortunately, that isn't on the docket today, but I did want to absolutely shout that out.
Yeah.
You know, if you followed Callahan's career, it lived up to what his career is, no doubt. Let's roll on though to our main event of this evening. Let's talk about a guy that I don't necessarily always like to talk about, and I know another guy that doesn't like to talk about him, but I know one guy that does like to talk about him, and he's also on this show. But Drew McIntyre comes clean. He explains why he attacked Cody. And you talk to me.
I prayed for this, and it came true. To quote a great scholar named Drew McIntyre. So Drew just ready to shut down Cody and take the title. I think it's just great. And I don't know if this Cody reign is a filler reign for something, but if it's going to be a filler reign, let Drew McIntyre take it from him. Nobody's been more entertaining over the past couple months than Drew McIntyre and what he's done. So I'm ready for him to win the title back and actually have a good run. You know, now that Damian Priest can't cash in on him. So I mean, other than that, I don't know, man. Like I don't want to get into a Cody rant because it's not about Cody, it's about Drew. So I'm going to keep this positive and just say I agree with everything Drew McIntyre said last night, 100%.
Sorry, I'm 100% with you too. I mean, look, Cody, I've always said there's just something about it, man. It can't be real. Nobody is that nice.
No.
And like Drew said, there was dinner plans and things like that. No, he just had to go through the table. I mean, this is a guy that doesn't show up to dinner. There's all kinds of things like that. Maybe he stopped wearing the suits to try to not bug people as much, but now he's wearing starter jackets from the 90s. I don't know. Anthony, though, as our resident Cody Rhodes expert, can you provide some levity here when it comes to this conversation?
Listen, Drew and Cody have a unique shared history in the fact that in Drew's case, he was the chosen one at one point, didn't pan out, was shown the door, and reinvented himself on the indies. In Cody's case, it was the complete opposite. He wasn't the chosen one, thought he could do more. The company disagreed. He quit and found himself on the indies. And then both situations, WWE came crawling back and went, "We want you back. Here's more money. Come in."
Found his brother's old gimmick.
So, that whole thing that's that shared history that they both have. Drew knows how to get under somebody's skin. Since he's embraced this heel role that he's been doing for a while now, he knows how to blur those lines, both on screen and even when he does interviews and stuff, because you don't know what stuff he legitimately means and what stuff, he's just playing it up, which is great. That is right out of the loose cannon Brian Pillman's playbook back in the day, where you're blurring those lines. Drew is a great bad guy, and great bad guys could justify everything that they do and play it like they're the good guy at the situation. Ultimately, when Cody turns heel and does the Homelander thing, that's what he's going to do, because we saw him do that in Ring of Honor when he was playing a heel. At some point, Cody's going to do that, and Clark's going to have a field day with it. But for now, Drew's a logical choice. I don't know what the end goal is with Cody with the second reign. I don't know if he loses it again at Mania. And in this case, it's Sami Zayn. I don't know if it's Drew. I don't know which direction it's going to go. I don't think Drew takes it from him right away. I'd be very surprised. I could see Drew taking it off of Sami long term, and having a decent reign, because I don't think Sami's going to have a long reign. I just don't. I think he's going to get his moment, but I don't picture it being a long-term reign. I'd be surprised. I'm not opposed to it, but I just don't think it's happening. But Drew knows how to play those mind games. He's the best at it. And really, for the most part, he's going to try to have to carry this feud, because I don't know how often Cody's going to be there, because Cody's doing the Street Fighter movie, if I'm not mistaken, which I believe they're doing now, which is the same situation with, Roman and some other people that are involved with this stuff. So it's kind of hard to build a feud when only one of the parties is there. Cody kind of had to do that with Roman with 39 and kind of with 42. But you had other players like Paul Heyman and stuff and the Usos and even The Rock in different points where you can kind of plug them in. Drew is probably one of the few performers that can carry this, even if Cody is limited, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And also, I like that you brought that up, because we got a lot of comments here too, like Drew's amazing. Drew gaslighting Galway. Yeah. So good. Yes, absolutely. Biggs here with he more than deserves the belt. Haley and Blake with he quit, wasn't he released? I'm not actually sure on that. I think he did. He did decline to resign.
Yeah.
In Cody's case, he was under contract. He publicly asked to be released.
That's there.
And just stopped showing up, and then eventually did get released.
And then agreed. I have a weird feeling Sami will have a Jey Uso title run. That's fair. Absolutely. Hiroki Goto is also in the Street Fighter movie, all cast from DCX Warlord. That cracks me up. I didn't even realize that. Maybe we'll get to that storyline later. No, I'm kidding. But at the end of the day, I think McIntyre as the next champion would be awesome. I would actually be fascinated to see Drew McIntyre carry the belt as a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We haven't gotten to see that yet, and he's sadistic enough, Scottish psychopath enough. I believe it was you, Aunt, you that brought up earlier, like we're going at everybody's mentals, right?
Mhm.
Like we're going
Yeah.
after all the psychology. Drew is the perfect candidate for that. I guess my question would be then, how do we make that work on the way to Mania? I'll start with you, and then I'll go to you, Anthony.
So if Cody is gone for a little bit of time because of the movie, what better way to give Sami that feel good moment than a win over Drew McIntyre, who, if I'm 100% correct, Sami Zayn has not beat yet. Sami Zayn has never beat Drew McIntyre. Someone check that for
that's
me.
correct. I think
But
that's
I
actually
believe
correct.
that's the thing.
Yeah,
So
he's never beaten Drew.
yeah, so if Drew wins this title and we get the sadistic Drew that everyone's saying, and like I said, Drew's whole thing was, you provoked me to this. Like,
Right.
you know, like, once again, I don't know who wrote last night's episode, but they they are definitely heavy into psychology, because it's just, you provoked me into doing this. Like, I didn't want to do this. You made me do this.
It was my favorite line. It was like, without actually fully saying it, he basically went, "This is your fault.
Yeah.
It's not mine. I was forced to do this. I'm so with you." And also, I like the idea of Drew Sami. I didn't think of it that way. If Cody's not available, I didn't think of it that way. That's not terrible at all. That's not even not terrible, because you also have the great Haluva kick versus Claymore.
Yeah.
And it's over, and you can tell that story too. I dig that.
I
Anthony,
could,
you're
to
done.
me, I could see the heel Drew taking babyface Sami Zayn from the championship. I could see that. Like, I don't necessarily see Drew beating Cody, unless they. I mean, I don't know what other plan they would possibly have for Cody other than the world title match at Mania. But again, we're months out of that, so anything can happen. I don't know how long Cody's going to be gone for the Street Fighter thing, but at the same point, I don't think they would have put the title on him if he's going to be gone an exceptional amount of time. So I think they know what they're doing, hopefully, with that. But I think Drew's the logical choice. And you absolutely are right, Aunt. From what I could tell, he's never beaten him one-on-one in a match. So, and Drew and Sami are the perfect opposites that can make that work. Drew is the perfect heel. Sami is the perfect underdog from the underground. That could be feud of the year. Like, that has that type of caliber, those two. I think, especially battling over a world title, which has never happened before. So I think that is the logical decision. But I don't know what you do with Drew in the placeholding position if he doesn't take the title off of Cody. Like, I'm assuming he's going to get sidetracked with somebody else. So it's going to be interesting to see what goes on.
Well, the amount of matches that you can give Drew for that world heavyweight champion, like if Drew's world heavyweight champion, like, it's already been written. You had the backstage segments with Jacob Fatu. You have, you could have Logan Paul try to come after him for the title. Like, the abundance of stuff is there, and so. Yeah, man. Even Solo, I could see Solo and Drew, even though they're both heels. Like, I feel that would be good, because Drew could be, Drew's just like, oh, so now I got a new bloodline that's trying to come after me, and dude, that's just
Jacob and Drew would be. Yeah, that could feed families.
That's Ken
that
Slugfest.
yeah, that's
97 stuff.
Yes, that's all just brutal.
Yeah. That is a blanket with sleeves. That's a snuggie.
Yes.
That's a snuggie.
100%.
You're the first one to crack up when he's dropped that.
It's one of the cleverest lines I've ever dropped.
I know.
Nobody gets it every single
It's a
time.
blanket with sleeves.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I mean, at the end of the day, that is what the product is. I like the idea of Drew having another appearance, all of that. No doubt about it. We've got a comment here from Biggs. I'm sorry, dude. We did break down Sami and the SmackDown and the solo stuff. I think this is kind of going to be separate. We're talking a little bit way in the future here when it comes to the McIntyre Sami stuff. No doubt about it. David Modge in the comments of the UFC 319 main event is going to cook. Duplessis versus Kamaev. No doubt about it. We do deserve it. check that fight out tonight. 185 title fight, 185-pound title fight. I can't wait for it. That is going to be off the charts. SmackDown, maybe not so much last night, but it was good enough. I hope you enjoyed it today, though, my friends. That is going to bring us to the end of the show on behalf of me, both of the Ants, the Ant U variety, the Ant Ricciardi variety, all of the Ants. We thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow. Of course, that's noon Pacific. That's going to be 3 o'clock over on the East Coast, 8 o'clock in the UK, and 9 a.m. for my friends in Hawaii. I hope you have an excellent rest of your Saturday. Enjoy it. We will talk to you soon.